Let's give Lion Dance Me another big round of applause. I just learned something really amazing about these wonderful group of performers. I'm not sure if you know, but over the last 10 days, they have done 100 performances to ring in the New Year's. An amazing job. Hello, everyone. My name is Carmen Chu. I serve as San Francisco's City Administrator, and I am so pleased to welcome you all to San Francisco City Hall. For many of the folks who are here, we're so happy to see you in person, and I also want you to know that we have so many more who are joining us through the live streaming of this special event today. I hope that you will indulge me as I just give my greetings in Chinese. 大家你好，我係三藩市行政官朱嘉文。今日我哋好歡迎大家嚟到三藩市市府，祝大家新年快樂，身體健康，萬事勝意。I think, as many of you know, we celebrate so many of our wonderful communities in San Francisco City Hall. The Lunar New Year holds a very special place for many of us in our communities. It's a time of the year that we all gather with relatives and friends, some who we haven't seen for a whole year. And I think especially as we enter into a new phase, we hope, of this pandemic, it's time for us to come back together, to connect with community, to rejoice, celebrate with one another, and to rebuild. And I think with that, re-engaging in all of the civic celebrations that we're going to see all across San Francisco. I want to thank all of our community members, our community partners who have continued to make sure that our culture, our celebrations continues to be pulled up and uplifted, and for all of your help in helping us get through the last 2 years. In the Year of the Tiger, we can't wait to come roaring back into the year with our Lunar New Year parade that's coming up this Saturday. So I hope you all are there and watching and enjoying and visiting all of our wonderful businesses that are out in Chinatown. Well, I also want to thank at this time, of course, Supervisor Chan and Mayor Breed's leadership in making sure, for example, that our Portsmouth Square garage has 2 hours of free parking. So let there be no excuse for why you're not coming out to our parking garages, and to, of course, our great celebrations. And so today I want to be able to thank a few folks for helping to co-sponsor this event. I want to recognize them. I hope that they will just stand. Of course, you'll be hearing from many of them very soon. Mayor London Breed, City Attorney David Chu, Sheriff Paul Miyamoto, Public Defender Mano Raju, Supervisor Connie Chan, and of course, Supervisor Gordon Marr. I also want to thank some of our other city officials who are here who have always supported our API community. Supervisor Catherine Stephanie, Supervisor Myrna Melgar, Supervisor Raphael Mendelman, Supervisor Dean Preston, Supervisor Aaron Peskin, Asha Safai. Please stand. And of course, to the many department heads who are here today to celebrate with us. Of course, we couldn't do the work that we do in the city without all of you. So let me just name a few who are here. Police Chief Bill Scott, Fire Chief Janine Nicholson, City Librarian Michael Lambert, Linda Jarrell, our CIO, Diane Ray, our County Clerk, Carla Short, Public Works, Jeffrey Tumlin with the MTA, Kimberly Ellis with the Department on the Status of Women, Eric Shaw with MOHCD, Patrick O'Riordan with DBI. Congratulations, Patrick, on your recent appointment. Mary Ellen Carroll with the Department of Emergency Management, and of course, Samantha Carroll, City Hall Events, who helps to make events like this possible. Thank you for being here. And of course, our thanks to our community partners who helped to make an event like this feasible, possible, and done with such warmth. The APA Heritage Foundation, Chinese Consolidated Benevolent Association, the Chinese Chamber of Commerce, Soma Pilipinas, API Cultural Center. Thank you so much. And now, of course, I want to introduce to the stage someone who needs, of course, no introduction. Someone who, when I remember when the pandemic first started, was clamoring to say, we've got to get the city back, we've got to get the city open, we've got to do it in a safe way, and we have to continue to support our city's economic vitality. Mayor Breed has been tireless in this effort, and I want to thank her and invite her up to say a few words.
I don't know about you, but I just can't get enough of these lions. They are just the cutest, and even after look at them, look at that. Even after they were finished performing, because I know that it took a lot of strength and energy, they were looking like they were breathing really hard. Did you notice that? It's almost like they're real, but I just want to say to Lions Dance Me, I love it when they show up. I love it when they perform for people, not just here in San Francisco, but all over the Bay Area. They really are an important institution in our city. And in fact, it's great to see the next generation of those who are performing this dance. And it takes a lot of work, a lot of strength, and I appreciate each and every one of you for being here today. Let's give them another round of applause. Lion Dance Me. And I am just so happy to be here. It has been a very, very challenging 2 years. And San Francisco, we have so much to be proud of. We have so much to be proud of because in the face of a lot of the hatred, in the face of a lot of the criticism, in the face of how people have tried to define our city, we continue to stand proud. We continue to collaborate and come together. We continue to uplift one another. And so many of you who are here today have played an important role in not just dealing with the challenges of this pandemic, but helping the city come together to build bridges during what I believe has been a very, very challenging time for our API community. I really want to express my appreciation to so many amazing people, people like our Deputy Chief David Lazar and our Commissioner Larry Yee and Claudine Chang, people who worked on dealing with public safety challenges with our API community, but also building bridges. And when I was sitting here today, I was thinking about how amazing it is to not only be here to celebrate Lunar New Year, but we're also celebrating Black History Month. And oftentimes we'll have the Black History Month event, we'll have the Lunar New Year event, and wouldn't it be nice if next year we can come together and merge the two events and have them together? Because our communities are stronger together. Our communities are stronger when we build those bridges, when we learn about one another's culture, when we express support and appreciation for one another. And so that is something I'm looking forward to doing next year, and I was really inspired by today, and especially inspired by the work of Claudine Chang, who consistently has been a bridge builder in those efforts. So, Lunar New Year. It's a great time in San Francisco. But for the last 2 years, we didn't have that crown jewel of events. And I know down at the pier, they are working overtime, getting those floats ready, getting those outfits ready, coming together so that we can truly show why the Lunar New Year parade in San Francisco is one of the best Lunar New Year parades anywhere, arguably in the world. And now more than ever, as we celebrate the Year of the Tiger, which signifies courage, it signifies strength, San Francisco is going to exercise its courage and its strength this weekend by showing that we are one of the greatest cities in the world, how through this pandemic, despite those challenges, we are coming back bigger, badder, and stronger than ever. And all of you are going to be an important part of that. I want to thank the Chinese Chamber of Commerce so much for, and I see Donald is here, Donald Liu, for the work that they have done year after year in making sure that the businesses in Chinatown and our Chinese and Asian businesses all over the city are supported, but also making sure that celebrations like this represent San Francisco values at their very best. So thank you so much to the Chinese Chamber for their commitment to this events and the activities during Lunar New Year. Thank you to the Consolidated Benevolent Association, the Chinese Consolidated Benevolent Association for your continued work, and I know Robert Wong is here. Thank you so much for joining us. So many great activities, and finally we get to do them in person. And I want you all to remember this year more than anything that we haven't been able to do this, which is why being able to be here today is so much more special than it has ever been. And I am looking forward to that celebration, demonstrating San Francisco's courage, our strength, and our resilience. Time and time again, people have counted us out and knocked us down, and we've emerged stronger than ever before. So this weekend, let's show that strength, let's show that courage, yes, let's show that love, that compassion, all the things that our city is known for. And let's continue to renew our commitment, fostering our relationships with some of our sister cities, and our council generals are here to celebrate with us today from Asian countries all over the world, from Indonesia, from Japan, from Korea, from Mongolia, from China, the Philippines, Singapore, and Vietnam. I want to ask our council generals to please stand and also join me here as we honor the Year of the Tiger in the City and County of San Francisco. Thank you all, and I'll see you at the parade on Saturday.
If I can ask the council generals to please stay on stage for just a moment, and we're going to invite all of our elected officials to come on up for a photo. Thank you, and with a special request from our mayor, please department heads, please come on up and join us for a photo. Yes, please stay. Thank you so much. We have a fantastic slate of performers to celebrate the new year coming up. I want to thank the APA Heritage Foundation for sponsoring tonight's performances, the API Cultural Center for helping to plan today's lineup of events, and I want to introduce our next group. Our next group of performers is focused on promoting Philippine culture through dance and music. Through Filipino folk dance, costumes, instruments, and songs, they continue the cultural traditions of the Philippines and help to instill pride in their heritage. Please welcome the Karaktan Dance Company.
Good evening. Could we give one more hand to the Carrickton Dance Company? That was beautiful. And I'm so glad they were here tonight. The event organizers told me that if they were not performing, that Sheriff Miyamoto and I were going to have to perform the Tinnacling dance. So glad that that happened. Good evening. My name is David Chu, and I am so honored to be your first Asian American city attorney. Thank you, Mayor Breed. And it is so wonderful for us to be back here in City Hall. For the last 7 years, as your state assembly member, I spent time in virtually every Asian neighborhood in the state of California. And what I could tell you is that California has a lot of amazing Asian communities, but San Francisco is the capital of Asian America. Between Chinatown and Japantown, Little Saigon and our Filipino Heritage District, we embody the Asian American community, the Asian American diaspora here in San Francisco. We are the heart and soul of the culture, of the social community, of the politics, and of the history. And I know many of us, as the mayor just said, we are thinking about the last 2 years and how hard things have been between pandemic and recession and anti-Asian hate, and the fact that we appear to be recreating the history of anti-Asian hate here during this time period. But let me just say the following. Last night, I happened to be reading a little bit of history of Chinatown in San Francisco. And in 1877, there was 3 days of rioting where literally hundreds of San Franciscans were attacking Chinese residents in Chinatown. And at that time, there were 1,000 non-Chinese San Franciscans that stood up and stood with the Chinese community. And I just have to say how grateful we are for San Francisco during this time period, standing with our Asian American community, saying no to the hate. And we're at a time now, 145 years later, where at this very ceremony, we have our first Asian American sheriff sitting next to our first South Asian public defender, sitting next to Asian supervisors, supported by our mayor, our board of supervisors, our district attorney, our commissioners, and so many of you from the community, whether you are our commissioners, whether you're from the chamber, whether you're from the 6 companies, whether you're from the nonprofit community, who have stood with us. And I just want to say thank you. And during this year of the Tiger, we wish you all the best as we come roaring back. Gung Hei Fat Choi. And with that, it is my honor to help welcome up to the stage not just our South Asian public defender, but the first and only elected South Asian public defender in the United States of America, Mano Raju.
Gung Hei Fa Choi. It's truly an honor to be in this space today. I owe so much to San Francisco's Asian American community. I actually began a lot of my belief in identity about empowerment by teaching a youth empowerment class for middle school kids in San Francisco's Chinatown. And my first legal internship was actually with the Asian Law Caucus. So I'm Mano Raju, as David mentioned, your first public defender, South Asian public defender, and I want to wish everyone a happy, healthy, and lucky Year of the Tiger. The Tiger is known for being aggressive, tenacious, ambitious, and strong. And just like the Tiger, we at the Public Defender's Office believe in vigorous and skillful advocacy, and we also believe in building and supporting thriving communities. We're particularly excited to be collaborating with community to challenge systemic issues that impact our API community, including our immigration unit that represents immigrants facing deportation, our Clean Slate program that gives formerly incarcerated people a second chance, and our MAGIC programs and Young Defender programs that collaborate with community to keep people out of the system to begin with. We look forward to collaborating closely with the cities, community partners, and to fight for more just and equitable systems for all communities, including our API community. Thank you so much. And with that, I want to introduce our first Asian American sheriff, Sheriff Paul Miyamoto, who, in addition to being our fair sheriff, is also a real family man, and I have so much respect for him. And even though we disagree many times, he always takes my calls, and we're able to respectfully talk it out. Sheriff Miyamoto.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Forgive my accent here, but Nor Hai, San Fan Si, Yun Ging, Guk Jung, Gun Bun Bo And as was mentioned, I'm the first Asian American sheriff here in San Francisco. And as we mentioned all of the firsts, I hope that this will not be all the firsts, but only the beginning. And we will not be the last as we move on and become a part of the history that David mentioned earlier, the rich history that we have here for not just the AAPI community, but for being a community of color and being a community that comes together during times of diversity, during times of challenge, and really shows the best of what it is to be a part of humanity. And, you know, I had some things to say, and everybody has said pretty much everything I wanted to say. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about myself, because I've been here for a very long time, and I am so looking forward to the parade, because for over 20 years, as a member of the SFPD Lion Dance team, I had the honor and distinction of being a part of the team that carries the dragon head. And so I can't begin to do what the kids here did tonight with the lions, but I definitely can carry a dragon head for about 10 feet before I have to give it to somebody else. But it is an enjoyable, vibrant event to participate in, to watch, and to be a part of. And I think those kinds of things, when we bring the community together, bring a better understanding of who we are. And that's why it's really important. The mayor mentioned, you know, having events, bringing different communities together. Our agency is planning on an actual event called Bridging the Communities, where we're bringing together people from the Black and AAPI communities to have discussions about challenging things that face us now. Safety is of paramount concern for all of us here, especially those in the AAPI community that feel that they're being targeted because of circumstance. And I want to say that as a member of our public safety team here in San Francisco, all of us, all of the agencies are dedicated to making sure everybody is safe. So as we go out and participate in these activities, rest assured that we are there for you, that we will be there to keep everyone safe, and all of us together as a community have to work towards that goal. If you see something, say something. If you observe something that needs to be reported, please do so that we can get the help and assistance that's needed, and that we can report out all of the things that happen to our community so we can work together to make it better. So coming back to the celebration though, very happy to be here with everyone tonight. I do want to mention that since David mentioned that we were going to do some tinikling together later, my daughter actually is participating on a team of tinikling, so I do have some skills, and I'm more than happy to do so in full uniform with you if they have the bamboo sticks here, all right? Thank you everyone very much, and it's my honor right now at this time to introduce, well, let me try this one more time too, by the way. Juk Daga, San Nin Phai Lok, Sun Tai Yin Hong, Gung Hei Fa Choi. And at this time, I'd like to introduce Supervisor Connie Chan.
大家好，我是陈诗敏，三藩市的第一区视察室，在此祝大家新年快乐，身体健康，虎年行大运。It's great to be here, and it's an honor to be here tonight with all of you celebrating Lunar New Year. I wanted to say that I wholeheartedly support Mayor Breed's idea for next year that we will celebrate Black History Month and Lunar New Year together in solidarity. It's great to also to be here in a sense where when I think about Lunar New Year, when I was a little girl, I was really excited about it, thinking about, the firecracker and the lion dance. All with that is the meaning of welcoming a new year, getting rid of the last year, all the mistakes that we have made, all the regrets that we may have. It is time to welcome a new year, turn a new page. It is why I'm also excited to say that this year, for me, I got elected last year, took office last year. I didn't have a chance to have the Chinese New Year parade that I wanted. So I'm really excited that this year I finally got to join the parade as your District 1 supervisor. All the more reason is the reason why I hope that we can bring more people to the New Year parade and making sure that everyone can come and join us at the parade. So thanks to our partnership with SFMTA and with the support of my colleague, Supervisor Aaron Peskin, who is the District Supervisor for Chinatown, and Supervisor Dean President, who is a strong transit advocate, that we get to announce free Muni for Saturday and Sunday for this coming weekend, so that everyone can ride Muni for free to get to Chinese New Year parade. Let's celebrate Chinese New Year, but most importantly, let's celebrate it together. Here is also my honor to introduce you the next speaker, my colleague, the only Chinese American supervisor besides myself on the board, Supervisor Gordon Marr.
Happy Year of the Tiger, everyone. Jukdaga, Sanin Failak, Santai Ginhang, Mansi Yi. I want to start by joining Mayor Breed and my fellow city leaders on really thanking our Asian and Pacific Islander communities for your strength, your resilience, and your compassion during the pandemic and during the really troubling surge in hate and violence directed at our communities. And it's so wonderful that this new year is bringing new hope and new joy to our communities and our entire city. And it's so wonderful to be able to come together on this most cherished holidays for our API communities, in our extended families, in our communities, here at City Hall, in Chinatown, and in all our neighborhoods throughout the city. In fact, in my district, which is 50% Asian American, we had an incredible Sunset District Lunar New Year celebration a couple weeks ago at our Outer Sunset Farmers Market and Mercantile. And in case you missed it, you'll have another chance to come out to celebrate the Lunar New Year Outer Sunset style at the first ever Lunar New Year Great Highway celebration. That's going to be on Saturday, February 26th from 3 p.m. to sunset. We're going to have more lion dancers, and kite making, and all kinds of family activities, Sunset District style. So again, thanks everyone for just coming together and bringing through these celebrations and bringing so much hope to our city. And look forward to seeing you out at our Great Highway Lunar New Year celebration next Saturday and at the parade this Saturday. Thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor Marr. Supervisor Marr is actually my home district supervisor, so thank you for your service. And I've got to call out David Chu, our city attorney. Every year, David comes out here in the new year and tells us that he's going to do some kind of performance, dancing. I think when Eric Marr was on the Board of Supervisors with me, he actually threatened that we would be doing a lion dance thing together. So this year, David, our challenge to you is actually to carry through on your word and do a performance. So we hope that you will. Let's give a round of applause to the upcoming performance of our city attorney, David Chu. I want to also take a pause to introduce a few more elected officials who did join us today. Our District Attorney, Chesa Boudin, and of course, our Assessor Recorder, Joaquin Torres, who is also here with us tonight. Thank you. Our next performer is Francis Wong. Francis Wong is an accomplished jazz musician and recording artist, a native to the Bay Area. He has performed all over the world and is considered one of the great saxophonists of his generation. Please welcome Francis Wong and his partner, Melody Takata, to the stage. Thank you so much, Francis and Melody. Let's give them another round of applause. And next, I'm pleased to invite to the stage two community Asian American leaders who we've worked with over the years. We want to bring up Robert Wong, who represents the Chinese Consolidated Benevolent Association and serves as president of the Guangzhou Benevolent Association, and also Mr. Donald Liu, who represents the Chinese Chamber of Commerce and serves as their vice chair. Thank you so much. Come on up.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, Honorable Mayor London Bree, and all the supervisors, elected officials, and appointed officials. Happy Chinese New Year of the Tiger! My name's Robert Wong, and I represent the Chinese Consolidated Benevolent Association, known as the Chinese Six Company. First, I would like to introduce some of my colleagues that's here tonight. Also, my upper management, President Larry Yi, also our San Francisco Police Commissioner. Will you stand, please? Thank you. He's president of the Hot Wall Association, and Mr. President Kwok Yin Leung, president of the Young Wall Association, President Gordon Kwan, president of the Sam Yup Association. They're all in Chinatown. And I'm president of the Guangzhou Benevolent Association here in San Francisco. Also, the executive secretary for the Chinese Six Companies. First, I'd like to say Happy New Year of the Tiger to everyone. Everyone should be at the parade this coming Saturday. Hope everyone have a good time. 我謹代表駐美中華總會館同埋江州總會館，祝大家新年快樂，身體健康，萬事如意，虎虎生威。至緊要大家順順利利。Wishing everybody here a very happy New Year with safety, healthy, and prosperous New Year. Thank you very much. Mr. Liu?
Good evening, everyone. Happy Lunar New Year. Hello, my name is Donald Liu, first Vice President of the Chinese Chamber of Commerce. We want to thank you to the city for supporting our annual Chinese New Year activities. Between the flower fairs, the street fairs, and of course, upcoming Saturday Chinese New Year parade. It's going to be televised internationally. We are bringing about more than 1 million people to Chinatown at the exact time, at the exact moment when we need it. But in the coming year, we need even more support from the city. While the economic impacts of COVID continue, our community serving small businesses are failing due to the expirations of COVID relief programs. While I understand that these programs cannot continue indefinitely, we want to see if we can come up with the city and us can come up with a transformative investment in our API communities, to stabilize these businesses, or we will lose them forever. Due to small business failure, we are seeing many of our long-time community property owners being forced to list their buildings for sales at a pace I never seen it before in 30 years of my time in Chinatown. We are approaching or even at a tipping point for Chinatown as a true immigrant gateway. I am ringing the bell for Chinatown, but I'm also hopeful and confident we can find a way to work together to make sure that the oldest Chinatown in the United States remains a community serving place for another 150 years. Thank you. Gong hei fa choi.
Excuse me, I just want to add that in Chinatown, we need the 2-hour free parking a lot longer because our business are really suffering. I would appreciate it if all the supervisors could help us out and give them a lot longer for the free parking, 2-hour parking. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Donald and Robert, and for your advocacy and service on behalf of the Chinese American community and for Chinatown. Our final performance today will be from the College of Alameda Dance Group and the Wynn Dance Company. Using a unique blend of contemporary, modern, and traditional Vietnamese dance, these talented performers highlight the Asian American experience through dance and promote cross-cultural understanding. Please welcome the College of Alameda Dance Group and the Wynn Dance Company.
trong lòng tôi ngày đó lòng người chẳng tính toán dù biết thế rồi lòng vẫn mong đợi Tết xưa còn mãi nguyên trong lòng tôi.
Thank you so much. I want to thank all of you for joining us to celebrate the Year of the Tiger, and to thank all the staff and all the volunteers who made this event possible. As we conclude our event tonight, I want to wish you all the happiness in this coming Year of the Tiger. Please join us in Chinatown, support our local businesses, come out, enjoy the parade, enjoy the restaurant, enjoy the stores, and more important, enjoy each other's company. Happy New Year.